have no issue. You see what I'm saying? Whatever it helps you, man. That's why I
Whatever
love to
makes
see
you
that.
good, just going in circles, man. That's why I say we gotta start focusing on like solutions, man. Because
Yes, sir.
when you feeling when you bring your emotions and your and what you staunch on, and I bring mine, and we're not gonna budge because no matter who's right, we're gonna go with what we already preconceived anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come to the table, I can believe something, you can believe something, but what we coming to the table should be about. Okay, what's the best way for the end goal of this mission? Not how you feel or I feel. Whatever we meeting about is we should be focusing on what's the best for that right there at this point in time. Then after that, then we can get into
Yes, yes,
what you
yes,
believe. You know what I'm saying?
yes, yes, sir.
And that's where we missed the market because of a lot of us, especially in the black community. Whatever we believe is so hard that if somebody else don't believe it, we kind of feel like that's disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's not disrespect for somebody to believe something different than you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
and I grew up Christian. Me and my mom, like, she had me. My mom still go to church, like,
yeah,
she's
yes, sir.
still full believer, but over the years she didn't let me go because like I say, the more I got into black history, the less I could be a Christian. Not dissing it. It's
Yes,
just
sir.
it's not dissing it, it's not dissing nobody that's in it. But for me personally, we all on our own personal journeys. You know what I'm saying? Like so for me, I used to be scared to tell my mom, I don't want to be called a Christian no more because that was beaten to us from slavery and you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
so
Yes, sir.
before I started learning about slavery, I'm like, I ain't even saying that it's a bad religion. I'm saying the way we was forced into it is what's bad to me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yes, sir.
So I made a personal decision on my own to get away from that. And we still battle because like, and I'm not trying to change her. I love her to
Yeah,
death. You know what I'm saying? And that's her belief. But we got to have respect where, okay, I love you and that's your belief. Love me and this how I believe. And
yes,
whatever, and like you say, whatever makes you a better person. Because I know people that don't believe at all. And I know people that go to church 5 times a week. And like I tell people, I don't judge nobody on that because I know good and bad on both sides.
yeah, yes,
A lot
yes,
of people think just because you're in church, I know people. I got people right now that rob me for business money and everything, and they go to church 3 times a week. And I know
yeah,
people that don't go to church, and them some of the good heart, great
yes,
heart
yes,
people. So I
yes,
don't judge on if you go to church or not. I judge about you and who you are in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I care about. What you do in your spare time and what. And a lot of people be asking me, am I Muslim because I share so much Farrakhan stuff and all that. And like
yes,
I told them, if I was in religion, that's who I would go with. But it ain't even about no religion because I listen to Farrakhan and Malcolm them daily, right?
yeah,
All
yeah.
all they talk about is the betterment of our people.
People, yes,
You know where they stand religiously, but if
yes,
you listen to tape after tape, speech after speech, they talking about the people. You know
yes,
what I'm saying? That's all, and that's what attracted me to them because it's not even they don't even push their religion on you. They let you know where they stand. They let you know
yeah,
what their belief system is, and so you know that. But what they talk to what changed my mind of thinking, listening to Farrakhan is just a strong black man that don't bend for nothing and stand and ready to die for his people. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just so real to me that
yes, sir.
when I first ran across him, I'm like, man, most black men I know kind of scared to talk like
Yeah,
this. You know?
yeah. Especially coming up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like this generation, I don't like to like make them like run from the message when you kind of shoot slugs at them. Like,
Yeah.
man, this generation weaker than us, so they ain't this and that. No, it's a full circle. You know what I'm saying? And I try to remind the youngster anytime I'm talking to them, like, hey, look at it like this, because I had to really wake up. You see, there's Muhammad Ali. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a bad man to get out there and fight. You gotta
So,
understand. So it's always been men. And then you think about like one of my, you know, sincere man, you know what I'm saying, was Michael Nunn.
yeah.
You know, let people know, man, champion of the world, but from where he come from, you wouldn't think like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how certain the ego of another man, like, man, I'm from, and they'll say a big city name, and
Yeah.
then you hear this man's city name, you would think like, man, you know, as an artist, you know, you would overlook him, like get away from him. But technically, I want people to understand, man, you know what I'm saying? This is a grown man, same, you know what I'm saying, deserving the same respect in every city, every town. You know what I'm saying? That's still a human being. That's where that came off to me when I started listening to certain things like, you know, they'll get so high up and they're still humble, they still humble enough to be like, man, brother, I'm no bigger than you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And that made me understand like scriptures wise when they go into like, oh, okay, on a spiritual level, you know what I'm saying? It's always been the same thing. Somebody trying to tell you, hey, you can actually be this, you know what I'm saying? Man of integrity, you know what I'm saying? Man that's for the people. And when you, so we're gonna attract no matter what day or time that we in. When we see like another man, hey man, nah. In the day, I ain't tripping on what he talking about his religion is, man.
Yeah.
He's saying something that's gonna help us all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he's saying, hey, let's come together. Some people argue about the terminology, black, more. You know how we do all that.
Time wasting stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, man, look, when we saying black, we just mean it, you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to argue for the law. We can get into that. If we come together, we trying to make everybody huddle up right quick.
Yeah,
now we come together and say, hey, look, we really need to go by Aboriginal or Native. Why? Because we really, you know what I'm saying, this is the part of history they ain't get us to understand. We really were the natives here. This is how it was stolen. Let's go into that. Now we can go and address, you know what I'm saying? You talk about the 40 acres in a mural. Let's break it down into terminology, which y'all understand today's term. You know what I'm saying? How many dollars is that? How many, you know what I'm saying, square mileage that you would have with this, you know what I'm saying, into your account right now? How can we allocate the money? How do we really get the money? You know what I'm saying? We have the people that once we got everybody attention, we didn't got the best of the best that know how to write it up for us, submit it to, you know what I'm saying? If we don't want to go to the Congress here, the UN, whoever we need to address it, you see what I'm saying? But we'll argue, like you said, wasting time. Man, we not this, this, and that. Okay, well, everybody needs to come to a table. Let's have a platform where we all sit down, listen, draw up what we need to do, you know what I'm saying, and really get some shit done. But we can't because of the little petty stuff, you know, rather than seeing where we need to attract to. Like, okay, man, I'm not gonna waste my time with these, not dissing y'all, but y'all brothers want to argue. Yeah. Let me go over here. You know what I'm saying? This platform might be smaller than this over here, but it got more substance. And I know the people that's of that type of substance going to attract to something like that. Now, you know what I'm saying? We build it ourselves because it's like, okay, like you're saying in the background, wealth is gangster. You know, it's so much to even go in that. Because, you know, from the street terminology, we thinking this, that, and the thing. This is why I'm getting the brothers with the mentality. We'll look at, you know, doing all the crazy shit as something, you know, heroic. We get glorified for it. The same way that we will look at a person and say this person is snitching is the same way we should look at a person that has committed murder in our own community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Either way, you're taking the life. Your mentality is, I don't give a, you know, about this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking him from his family. I don't care. So that's a mentality. It's the same way a person a jack, rob, this and that. So why do we look at, you know what I'm saying, the snitching part, like, hey man, you can't do this. But take like I'll run in somebody's house, jack him, kill a good dude, and still be glorified in the hood as a, you know what I'm saying, man? That's my what's up. Y'all know I'm about that. I'll step on something.
Yeah.
That's the mentality that's running out here in the you know what I'm saying, where I address. That's what people, they don't want to, you know what I'm saying, when it's like, man, you can do the music. No, man, I got events where I'm taking these guys, keeping them separate. This, you know what I'm saying? Let's start getting some money around here.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't saying y'all gotta shake hands, be buddy, because I know how it is. Once bloodshed is involved, you know, it's hard to stop that. Yeah. But the best method is something that's being practiced around in this city that can be, you know what I'm saying, one day used in other cities if it proved to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did they do there that brought the violence down? It's never credited. It's only credited when, you know what I mean, or it's only brought light to when they see, hey, somebody got killed. Well, it can't be because they this and that. Do you know how bad it would be if it wasn't for brothers, you know what I'm saying, like myself, you, who are able to speak to other brothers. You know what I'm saying? They don't speak about that part because stuff is gonna happen no matter what. A man gonna beat his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like you see what I'm saying? It's certain things gonna happen out inside his home that you're not gonna be there every time for. But we can create the, you know what I'm saying, dialogue, you know what I'm saying, the things that help people have an outlet to vent to, you know what I'm saying, say what they need to say, and it'll stop some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And we got a community that understands and speaks on the subject instead of, hey man, y'all, I had a conversation, brother. Hey, that's a depressing, these man, they make the depressing music. That's why I don't fuck with them youngsters, blah, blah, this and that. I'm like, hey, I'd rather them use the music to vent rather than take their own life because they felt they didn't have nowhere to talk, nowhere to, you know what I'm saying, express themselves. You see what I'm saying? Suicide is real, depression is real. So it's like, hey, now it's for us. If we see one on rapping like that, that means he going through it. When he didn't reach out. So it's like for us to kind of, hey man, how you feeling? What's going on? Now we can tap in with him to keep him going. He done made some money. He done got on. But now while you're making this money, let's help you get off these drugs, homie. You see what I'm saying? It's on us. But we are, we'll sit there, man, make depression music, man, forget them woo woo. Man, some people, I told them some people don't deal with heartbreaks different than the next man. You know what I'm saying? We can't, I wouldn't do that to my child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would say you wouldn't do that to your child. Like, oh nigga, man, quit being weak, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You won't, hey son, what's wrong with you? We gonna tap in a little deeper. So that's what I mean. If my thing right here with the culture I'm on is like, we family at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Some of y'all never knew how to even, y'all had real brothers, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all never had real brothers. But some of y'all even got brothers and still treat them bad. So y'all don't even know how to treat your own family. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, let's show a better example on that part. You know what I'm saying? We start looking at family. I think we'll get a lot of, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. No, man, everything you're saying is on point. And like I say, that's why I wrote that book with a book I just dropped, man, called The Streets Lied to Us. And the reason I wrote that book is because it's the mentality and the mentality that I used to have. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes,
I tell people all the time, like I used to, when I remember being 13, 14 in the streets, looking forward to going to the penitentiary because in my mind, that's why all the big homies was. And the world I seen was you get money, you go to jail, you come back swollen, you get more money. So I thought that was just regular. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when we be looking at these kids, we like they crazy, they out of control, they this and that. But in their world, they whatever they're doing is regular. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, like, and that's what I was making my point at when they were just like rap. Yes, rap got some fault in it. But if we're gonna talk about the fault in the black community, we gotta go talk to the preachers, we gotta go talk to the grandmas, the grandpas, we gotta go talk to the aunts and the aunties, because everybody got fault in it. You know what I'm saying? Grandma, I love you to death, but the food you've been feeding us is giving us high blood pressure and high cholesterol. You know what I'm saying? Grandpa, I love you to death, but you ain't building no institutions where I can not go to the streets. Like other communities, they grandpas giving them businesses when they 18, giving them all kind of different little. So let's call that out. We can't just say they tripping out in the streets. We got to say why you didn't provide them something better so they won't have to go to the streets.
Yeah, they inheriting trust funds and all.
They get all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to see it all the time. Like white boys, soon they turn 18. Uncle got him this, daddy got him this, great grandpa left him this. You know what I'm saying? And like, and we know that a lot of that wealth came from the backs of our ancestors still. But I'm just saying it's the mentality that we'll blame the youngsters for being out of control. But hold on, you used to be why you haven't did nothing, and that's why I do what I do now, because I want to be able to say I built institutions. I did. So I can't just sit back and complain the older I get.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I can't complain. Like, I don't like schools. I don't like the school system, and I don't like how it's doing it. So what I do? I'm looking to open my own school. You know what I'm saying? I said only 0.5% of us making in sports. So what I did, I started a CEO Youth League. Now I teach kids, or the kids, you know what I'm saying? I teach kids about finances at 9, 10, 11, 12. I wish I would have known at 10 years old, dude was just showing me how to move something on the block. I wish he would have taught me about stocks. I wish he would have taught me about real estate. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I reversed that, because I'm like, man, if he would have taught me this when I was 10, ain't no telling where I would have been. But he taught me about the streets. So let me tell the kids about this world. Ain't no telling where they gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got to do, man. We can't just talk. And I get into it a lot with a lot of the elders, because they don't like my approach. They don't like my aggression. They don't like that I call them out, because preachers not used to getting called out in the black community by just no used to be street dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the street dudes need to do better, and I'm talking to them. But you preachers need to do better too, because where y'all institutions, what kind of programs y'all got at the church? What kind of job fairs do y'all got? Y'all buying these big churches? Why you ain't buying no land and put up some duplexes so you can house people? Why you ain't open up no shopping market? Why you ain't open up no food spot? Like, I don't got no problem with you making money. Make money, provide resources and jobs.
Yeah, and that's why I be like, you know what I be saying to myself, man, share the game with how you know what I'm saying, getting away with the, you know what I'm saying, you know how I don't want to go into the taxes and stuff, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, that right there alone can help a lot of us, thrive as far as with businesses, setting up businesses. So it's like, if we given that type of knowledge, we can for sure, you know what I'm saying, establish more businesses, you know what I'm saying, faster than all that disunity. It's like somebody get the game and don't want to say nothing, you know what I'm saying, then misuse and you know what I'm saying, appropriate a lot of the funds. It's like, come on, man. Now you got the people not trusting in something that could potentially be for the benefit of everybody. It's like, hey, man, let's do this right here. Now it look like I'm gonna be scamming if I, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't never put out no GoFundMe and this and that, because I don't want you to think, even though a brother be right with it, it's like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? Because I know how I look at dudes, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'd rather deal with the people that already know me, that know, you see what I'm saying? And we ain't got to do that. So,
Nah, I know exactly where you're coming from, but at the same time, we can't. Like I tell people all the time, like you'll never, and I say the same thing. Like even with my kid events, you don't see me talk about donations. You know what I'm saying? Because all I do is, instead of saying if you donate, I'll be able to do this, I do it, and then people donate if they want to.
yeah,
You know
yes,
what
sir.
I'm saying?
That's exactly,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
but that's how I
You
do
see
my
me put
event.
the work in instead of me asking. You see me put the work in,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
people give. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But at the same time, we can't be scared as black men trying to build businesses and trying to do right. It take money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why when my CEO Youth League, the kids that come to my program, we talk about how to make money together right now.
yeah,
Because I know in the streets, that's why kids go to the streets, because the dude ain't gonna tell them when you graduate you can make some money. They gonna show
yeah.
them that day how to make some
Right there,
yeah, you know what I'm
live on the
saying?
spot.
Just so that would attract them. So when kids
Yeah,
come to me, like I'm telling them that day, man, we can have this kind of sale. We can have this, like let's get some money. Or you know how to do TikTok, I'll pay you for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I show
yeah.
them, let's get some money. You know what I'm saying? Because that attracts them. We got to make
Yes,
this
sir.
stuff
Yes,
cool.
sir.
We gotta make this world that we're talking about cool as
Yeah,
the street. Because no matter how much information you give them, if it don't seem cool, they don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
no, it's true. And
Yeah,
that's how I get them. What you just said is like it's an activity I have. You know what I'm saying? But in the activity, I mean at the end of the activity, I produce. You're gonna get some money. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I
yeah,
know that's what keeps their attention. They're ready. What you talking about? And that's what I'm showing. You know what I'm saying? The viewers like how to move the children. You see what I'm saying? Like easily. They'll be. You ain't talking about that. You'll see how disruptive they be. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a classroom setting. But if you bring that to the table, watch how alert whatever exercise, you know what I'm saying, you bring to the table, watch how alert they all become. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? So I
yeah,
just pointed it. I do a few exercises, but at the end, I do that. You know what I'm saying? To where you, as an adult, you will see it more and more like, oh
yeah,
my God,
yeah.
like look how they act. Look what you can get them to do. Look what, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the manipulation. So it's a mind thing on that. You know, it's a consumerism and all the things above. But, you know, that's why I'm liking how you even present that to where people understand they have to see the work first
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like want to get involved. And
yeah,
that's what I tend to do with like, hey, because most of the times I'm losing. You know what I'm saying? My
yeah,
family would let you know, like I'm losing, but
yeah,
it's because it's genuine. So that's not even the point. It's like at the end of the day, the business moves, I want them to be successful business moves. So that's like a whole nother category. But it's like when I'm involved in the work with our people,
yeah.
it's more concerned to like, hey, really, I didn't really care for the money on this. I was just moving. You know what I'm saying? Because I really wanted,
Nah,
you know what I'm saying, these children
because
around
you're
us to
doing it
see
for the
something.
right reason. You're doing it for
Yeah,
smart.
I need the children to see around. I need these
Yeah,
young artists
yeah.
around to see these moves.
'Cause
So
that's
I
the
might be
pay.
making moves over here they
Yeah,
won't agree with, but that's for a reason. I'm
yeah,
moving over here is for a reason. Like so certain people, they're active now. They're gonna be doing their own thing. It's like, oh well, you know what I'm saying? Like now the people, you know what I'm saying, gonna reach out to seeing your show type of stuff. You know, like,
yeah.
man, what are you doing over here? What's going on? It's like people tune in. So now it's like, you can really push something, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm proud of what you got going, man.
Yeah, nah, and that's why I want to lock in with you, because like I tell people all the time, man, I was in that street like 20 plus. You know what I'm saying? And what we used to do is when I connected with dudes like you in the streets, what we'll talk about, let's plug up, let's link up.
Yes,
So I'm
sir.
like, why we don't do that on this side of the game? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like we need to plug in and lock in like we would if we was in the
Yes, sir.
street. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Like,
Yes, sir. You're right.
yeah. Uh, you know what I'm saying? What's up, D Money, man? Thank you for tapping in with us. But yeah, and that's my whole mentality with this, man, because like I tell people all the time, like, this ain't about being the most wholesome or the most this and that. Like I tell these youngsters, you ain't what I'm talking to you about is not being a square. You can be who you are. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? You can live in your truth, but still be positive for your community. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
sir.
a lot of people think when you being positive, that mean you only going to church. That mean you're not doing nothing. You're not going to clubs. You're not. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't go to clubs. I don't drink, but I got partners that do that's super positive for the community because they do it in moderation. They do it. They're not out of there with it. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
it's not about living a square life to
Yeah.
do good and be right for your community. It's just about being a real one that
Yeah.
make sure you protect your community, you build with your community, and you circulate the positive energy and the circulate the mindset
Yeah.
with the community. Because that's what it's about at the end of the day. This ain't about no, oh man, we gotta be some just square dudes that don't
Yes, sir.
and nah, man,
Yeah.
I be
It
around.
just to me, I look at like, man, because you could be that, you can actually be the problem.
Yeah,
You can actually be the problem. But today, right now, I just need you to wake up and realize, hey, certain moves I don't have to make. You know what I'm saying? It's like man, with me being the problem is, you know, whatever the stigma is, you know, they saying I'm doing out here, you know, crime. Not me personally, but you know what I mean. As the
yeah,
person looking at it,
yeah.
you should be doing what you're doing. I don't know your business. I ain't trying to be in it. I'm just saying now, take away the man. You don't have to be out here. You know what I'm saying? Doing no crazy stuff over here, shooting or doing selling drugs in the mix of these children over here. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you know it. You know you only got a problem with this one dude over here. You didn't took it out on everybody over here. So it's like now you're kind of like getting them to shift back to like,
Shut
okay,
that.
have some
Yeah,
morals with yourself, some integrity about some things you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're saying, I'm not telling you don't drink, but it's like, hey man, you didn't got so drunk out here, you didn't start
you
fighting people that
tripping.
ain't got nothing to
Yeah,
do with
you
it. So
tripping.
it's like I'm just holding you to where you check yourself on your standards, where you
Yeah,
looking at yourself like, you right, man. You know, I ain't got to be doing this because
yeah.
now you causing harm to others. You got a problem with the depression yourself. Stay in the house or something. You know what I'm saying? Drink about it. You know, go talk to people, vent, whatever
To a
you need to
counselor
do.
and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
don't. That's like we don't want at the end of the day look at society as the innocent child right there, and you stepping out your in the public to go, you know,
yeah.
take your pants down in front of them or hit a child or something like that. Look at yourself, check yourself, man, before you step out here. That's all I'm
That's
saying,
it.
man.
That's it, man. Man, we already 20 minutes in, man. Welcome to Wealth Gangster. I just went live because we were chopping it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I ain't want to, because we was having a real conversation, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
On
sir.
IG, you know what I'm saying? But
Yes, sir. We can get all that in. Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. I just want you to introduce yourself, man, and get, you know what I'm saying? Because we having a real conversation, but I want people to know who we talking to. You know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir. You know, brothers know me as Brother Deontay in the community on 41 Potential, you know, on the music platform, the entertainment platform or whatnot. So you can tap in on YouTube, official 41 Potential, 41 Potential, all one word, 41 being the neighborhood where I come from. So, you know, I'm always bigging up and proud of where I'm from when I say K-Town. So, you know, people talk about, man, why y'all say this and that so much? People ain't gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? You local jokers just always saying where you're from. Hey,
Yeah,
we ain't got no problem when we hear from other cities.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
gotta hear about Bankhead and all that. Well, you're gonna
yeah.
hear about 41 every time I step on a platform. 41 Potential, Killeen, Texas, man. No. So, you know, and also somebody that trying to do something great for our community. Not personally, but for the reason, you know, I got a son myself, you know, so who's gonna grow up here. So I don't want them to be in a city where he actually got to worry about taking somebody's life, or he actually got to worry about another brother out here taking his life, you
Yeah.
know, over petty differences. You know, I tell these brothers, if it get to that point, man, I can hit another city, man. You got it. You see what I'm saying? It's not pride too big because I got a family. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And I want them to have that same like mentality to where, hey, man, I get into an argument or a debate with a brother. You know what I'm saying? You in front of your wife and your children, you got it. I ain't trying to make you look bad in front of your kids, even though you might be in the wrong. I'm still trying to push off like
yeah,
you
yeah,
got it. I ain't trying to let you, you know what I'm saying, look bad in front of you because I'm a family man too. So it's like I got that about myself. So every person here, I'm crashing out with somebody. Believe, you know what I'm saying? We got history reason we crashing. It's like this person tripping so bad. I gotta, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like
There's certain situations.
yeah, if we get to that point, we should have that about ourselves to give. You know how the saying turn the other cheek. I
Yeah,
ain't really into all that turn the other cheek, but at the same token, I kind of understand somewhat of what that should mean. Like, man,
yeah, yeah,
that's my
yeah,
bro. Like me and my brother getting into it. It's like, man, you got it, bro. I'm
yeah,
getting out your way, man. You know what I'm saying? At the best, but same token, we grown men, so I'm not trying to tell you to just be a coward, none of that type of stuff.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's why I understand your platform is really like I ain't telling you to be no suckers out here. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I respect how you come with it.
Yeah, nah, but it's just, but to me is sometimes. I mean, I dropped the song a long time ago because like I got my hoodie on. I mean, my sweatshirt on. Really, the Real Records. That's my first company I ever started. I was 17 with me and my partners.
Yes, sir.
So I'm still, I'm still dialed in with the music. We about to do a 20-year documentary and all kind of stuff this year.
Yes, sir.
But I wrote a song some years back called Too Hard. You know what I'm saying? Because being a man is not being what a lot of these dudes think about when they talk about being hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like walking away from a situation is just as hard, or if harder than the person that just starts swinging and starts spazzing out of control. Like
yes, sir.
keeping your control as a man and keeping yourself under with your emotions in check. That's
Yes,
the
sir.
hardest thing you can do. You know how many dudes that's not hard, but in the penitentiary because they lost it and did something they wish they didn't never did. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, sir.
sometimes we think hard is the dumb stuff. That's what I'm talking about with my book, The Streets Lied to Us. That's one of the things I talk about in that book. Like it's a lot of the things that we think is quote unquote real hard gangster is some of the dumbest stuff ever. But we live by it. You know what
Yes,
I'm
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and if you don't live by it, you the clown. Nah, you really the clown for living by that. And
Yes,
that's
for
what
real.
it's time to call it out. Like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you prove how dumb you is to people that don't care about you, and you'll be doing
Yeah,
a life sentence behind that dumb stuff. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like just to prove, like that's why I try to tell people, I'm not that hard. I know dudes who's harder. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And they got life sentences. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because we grew up together, and
yeah,
they crashed out. You know what I'm saying? Worse than me. Like I know I can go 0 to 100 just like anybody else. But I feel like, dang, hold on, you really will crash out, knowing this is spit like in front of everybody. It's
yeah,
some dudes that'll do some crazy stuff in front of the police, this and that, don't care, lock me up,
yes,
throw away the key. I stand on it. That's how they are, and that's why they are where they are.
yeah.
I don't want to be that crazy to where like I feel I'm destined to go do something. Like
Nah,
I'm gonna prove this. One day out this week. That's how they are determined to go to jail, and they stand in jail and gonna stand on it. To me, that is kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you ain't thinking about your family. You're that crazy. Go ahead. You need to be there. I'm not I'm not gonna let you go from your destiny. That's where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And some youngsters will follow someone whose name who stood on that. It's like, hold on, homie. You ain't know them like that. You too young to understand. They just saying a name. I'm from here. This ain't no hate. This is to stop you from crashing. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see you crash. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna intervene like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and give you a better way to look at the situation. You know, because some dudes will tell you, man, they ready to die, commit suicide, and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to. Hey, no, man. What you've been through, a lot of us grown men didn't persevere through it. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty
yeah.
of us made through it, man. That's all I want them to understand.
But that's why it's important for us to call out and show them what gangster is. I had so many people like preachers and a lot of people because I talk to everybody, and I talk
Yeah,
and I talk the same way because I'm never disrespectful. I'm never like cussing nobody
yes,
out,
sir.
but I'm gonna stand on what I stand on because I stand on truth. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes, sir.
if I like I always tell people, if I tell you something that you don't like, that's something you got to figure out. But if I say something that's a lie, then call me out on that. If
Yes,
I'm
sir.
lying about something, call me out
Yes,
on that. But
sir.
if you upset because the truth hurt your feelings, then hey, that's on you. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? I'm gonna stand on truth. But what I did with this Wealth is Gangster is because I understand I was that kid. I wanted to be not even gangster. Like I got in the streets because the older guy told me, man, I'm the oldest of 4 kids. My mom was always at work. The dude in the apartment complex. No, I was always watching my little brothers and sisters, my little brother and sisters. He was like, man, you want to make some money? I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? My first little old lick is I took some of my mama food stamps, bought some hot dogs, and cooked them on the grill and sold it to them on the corner. You know what I'm saying? But it was only a couple of dollars.
yeah,
I'm seeing them clocking though. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like so, he put a little work in my hand. And I made my first quick $100. I didn't want to be no street dude. I wasn't no hard dude. I wasn't no nothing. But from that day, I was locked. I ain't want to go to school. I ain't want to do nothing. Why?
yeah, yeah,
Because my life situations, my mom employment situation, environment situations led me to that. Now, what if
yeah,
I was in a different environment?
yeah,
I could have been a computer tech. I could have been this. I could
yes,
have been
sir.
all that. But the environment that I was in led me to where I was at. I didn't want to be that. I ended up becoming that. You know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying? So, but I understand these kids that when they want to be real, they want to be gangster, they want to be hard. So
Yeah,
my thing is not to tell you don't be gangster. I'm gonna just switch the definition of gangster. You want to
yes,
be a gangster? Okay, let me show you how to flip a house. Let me show you
yes,
how to
sir.
take care of your community. Let me show you how to stay out of trouble. Let me show you how, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you how the wealthy play this game. You know what I'm saying? Now that's the biggest gangster you can be. And
Yeah,
I feel like that connects more to kids than me just fussing at you all day, telling you stop doing that. That's dumb. You know,
yeah,
when if you'd have told me that when I was young, I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that all.
yeah. True, true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even understand what you're talking about right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You really wasting my time if I'm making money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
making
at
money.
the end of the day, you gotta once a person start making money, you gotta start looking at them and respecting them as an entrepreneur, no matter how
Yeah,
young they are. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? They got some type of business going on. So you're trying to tell them stop doing what they're doing for what? That's how they looking at you.
For what?
You know what I'm saying? I'm not you clocking in, listening to somebody. I'm over here making
Struggling.
money on my own. You know
You
what I'm
over
saying?
there
Like
struggling. You don't even like your life. You
you
struggling,
you're like
but
you
you
know what I'm
telling
saying?
me to
And you
stop.
telling me to stop. So it's like if
You got to
that's
give
why
them something.
yeah, and that's why I'm like, okay, as a community, you know what I'm saying? And the people that write the legislative, it's like a lot of things can be, you know what I'm saying, redirected to where community activists, teachers, all that, you know what I'm saying, is getting the right type of income to where, you know what I'm saying, they could be in the young brother face. You know what I'm saying? Now he got the money to come over here because we don't have the time. It's like, brother got to do entrepreneur stuff, all this,
Yeah,
then come sacrifice time, not get paid for it. So it's like the community, the village, they say it take a village, you know what I'm saying, to raise a child. Okay, well, the village needs to be somehow funded. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? And there's ways we can sit down together and create, you know what I'm saying, the right, you know what I'm saying, blueprints, write-ups and whatnot. But that's what I mean. It's like, how can we address the children if we don't even have the money? You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's where, but on the individual level, it'll be like, yeah, that brother over there, he got it. Or that brother, you know, he do, you know, you see what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
now it's like, okay, now we need to connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? Like as a community. And we can only do it like other cities can do it, but it's like, okay, we have a city. You know what I'm saying? Let's show the other cities how to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So now when people tap in, that's where, you know, we can collectively, you know what I'm saying, start, you know what I'm saying, to formulate some type of, you know what I'm saying, plan that'll actually work. And
set it up.
I believe we have the right type of city. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah. Now, and it's connection. That's why I drive from Temple a couple times, and that's why I know so many. You know, I connected with so many people in Killeen because I understand that that's what we need. Like, I find Killeen a refreshing when it comes to like the mindset, but that's because a lot of people from in Killeen not from there.
Not
So
from there,
like
yeah.
because so a lot of them people have the entrepreneur, have the different mindsets. Like where I'm from, Temple, Bartlett, you know, this
Yeah,
area, we just workers or hope that one person make it for sports. That's kind of like
yeah,
all we know. We don't know no other world. Like this entrepreneur stuff I'm talking
yeah,
about, I've been doing for years and like don't know about like people starting to get it now, but really not really because most people around here still what just a barber or trying to cook something.
yeah,
But we still don't understand the depths of entrepreneur, the
yeah,
depths of innovation, the depths of distribution and producing. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to do that type of stuff, but that's where the power at. And that's why we
yeah,
stay powerless because all we do is consume and buy stuff, but we don't produce nothing. We don't make nothing because we don't really know how. We don't know what to
yeah.
do.
And
And when
that,
somebody
that's what
talking
I
about it,
mean about
like,
like
man, that's too
when
much work.
yeah, and that's what I mean about like setting up the platform. Like we'll have the buildings that God dang, you know, really give us the trades, you know what I'm saying, the skills, you know what I'm saying, the understanding that where we instead of going over here to Vista, you know what I'm saying, we can go to, you know what I'm saying, Village United right down here where they
In
got
person.
courses being taught there and it's
Yeah.
being funded up in there. You see what I'm saying? Like, cause we didn't push the legislature. And then like when you say Temple was my hometown. That's where I was born. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's my family really. So it's like
Okay.
that's part of the work where I'll be like, okay, now I can go grab all them. Because, you know, all the little young artists I have, you know what I'm saying, from there, you know what I'm saying, I know it's family. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I can reach there, but at the same token, we can also reach there when we have like a young one trying to fit into some type of political seat. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, now we got a extension of that building, you know what I'm saying, that's on the same type of you know what I'm saying, courses that we're trying to introduce to the community. They teaching it over there. They're teaching it now. We got our own school, you know what I'm saying, system that we can, hey, yeah, refer them to over there in Temple. We can refer them over here in Killeen. Now we
Yeah.
got your own little community right there. So we got our own district. You know what I'm saying? We didn't mapped it out because the courses that we want to teach, it's not that I'm saying like I'm against your school system, but these things that I've found to prove that, you know what I'm saying, what you're teaching is false. So I
Yeah.
should have the right to teach them right. You know what I'm saying? Over here in this school that I'm teaching.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not disrupting what you have going on, but I should have the right to teach my own children. You see what I'm saying? So if other people want to bring their children, I should have the right to teach these people
Yeah.
children
No.
over here that want
Yeah.
to pay. So it's like, okay, now that's what I mean about it. The churches should be able to have the, you know, help us with the tax right to where, you know, a person can have these things set up. Then like how they have a Christian community school right here. I didn't see in Belton. They got a Christian high school. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We should be able to have the same, you know what I'm saying, rights, the tax, all that stuff to where,
All that.
yeah, that's what I'm meaning. So it's like, don't
And,
look at certain people as artists. That's what I be meaning. Like, oh, the artist is the problem. No, the artists ain't getting the right ones ain't being supported. You get mad, and just how you do, you classify all men no good. You know, that's the same. All rappers, you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Forgetting like you say I'm a rapper. No, I'm a daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like you forget
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
Yeah.
father. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a brother. So you forget these, and now you're quick to write off people rather than look into the depth of everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what I
Everybody.
mean. Yes,
We,
sir.
that's what I'm saying. And if you call out the other people, then nobody want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's why I brought up.
exactly. You like
Yeah,
you said.
I'm like, okay, gun violence is bad. We got to fix that, right? But we more of us die from what we eat. So are we gonna talk to grandma and aunties and stuff about how they feeding us?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody get quiet then
Right.
because
Yeah. Like that ain't serious.
it's easier to blame the little black boy on the corner than it is to talk about the
Yeah.
structure of why he on the corner. Because you know what I'm saying. Don't talk about the effect.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cause. What
Yeah.
caused it for him to
Yeah.
be on the
What?
corner?
Because then we look at certain things. What happened to his daddy? Oh, he probably got locked up in the system. What happened with that system? You know what I'm saying? Then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
find out about what happened with the crack cocaine era, the 18. You know, how it was 101. They
It's all
changed
set
to
up.
18. You know, it up open up a can of worms on their part. They don't want to do that. It's like, but the easy thing, like you said, is to blame. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that rapper
Yeah.
or the boy.
Because
The
ain't
boy
nobody
was
gonna fight back
rebellious.
against that. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody gonna fight back against that. And that's why when I get to talking to everybody, like, yeah, because y'all know y'all ain't used to calling out the NAACP. Y'all ain't used to calling out the preachers. Y'all ain't used to calling out the grandmas and the grandpas that sit back all these years and was submissive and didn't fight back against the system so we could have it a little better. You know what I'm saying? And we salute the people that did because there's a lot of ancestors that did fight, but
Yeah.
not enough because they got, man, a lot of people say we came so far, but I was listening to Malcolm X the other night, right? You would think he was alive right now. It's 2023. The things he was talking about in the 60s, right now, we still going through, bro. It just feel a little better. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They don't do it in plain sight like they used to,
Yeah.
but they still got us, bro. They still killing us off. They still systematically got us depressed. They still got us wrapped around. They still got the noose on us. They don't see it no more. You know, they done figured out a better way to finesse it so it don't look as brutal. But what they doing to our people is still the same brutality.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't even trick us to think we doing better. You know what I'm saying? Like, like we get people, oh man, we doing better. Well, why can I listen to Malcolm in the 60s and what he talking about in the 60s still relevant in 2023?
And see that's the, you know, when we get into it, you know, we gotta be talking about finances and all that.
It's
It's,
all, yeah.
to me, I look at it like this. A simple way to look at the economy, like by, you know, you studying what you spending on. You know, like, you know, they look at gas. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, we used to, man, if it go past
That's
a dollar,
smart.
we was thinking like, man, if it go past a dollar, you know, because I remember before ever it touched a dollar, then that became a big thing. Then it's like it got deep in a dollar. So for people to be like, man, one day it might hit $2. You gotta think about if you are living
Yeah.
and a dollar has changed, it meaning it's 3 times more than what it, you know what I'm saying, used to
Yeah.
cost. So the cost of living has changed 3 times, but we don't do simple math to just see that. But we still getting this wage. They be like, oh no, we getting $3 more than once we used to do. Now you got to learn how to
Same
add the
thing.
ratio to see that. Hey man, just because you're making more, the cost of living has risen. You know what I'm saying? Look at everything around you
Yeah.
to really lock in to see. Hey man, we really dealing with a recession. Hey man, it really went to might be a depression. It's like you're not seeing the bubble and all these things when it comes to like Wall Street and all these things that we haven't been properly taught. And most of us look at the Dow and all this stuff, all the numbers going up and down.
Yeah.
Look at it
Yeah. Yeah.
like, man, that's a white folk shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Nah,
I'll be honest, I'm a hood nigga. I look at it,
nah, for
I'm like,
real.
man, that
I
shit
know.
fuck the end of that. Man, what they talking
Yeah.
about? It ain't helping me because I'm on a day-to-day basis. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, survive.
Yeah.
So that's what I
And
believe a lot
that's
of
what
us,
they get us. They
yes,
get
that's
us
what they
because
get us.
we like about 2 years ago I posted on Facebook about 100-year plan that I was working on, right? And a lot of people didn't get it. And at first I was tripping, but I had to realize that if you worried about how to survive today or tomorrow, it's impossible for you to have a word about 100-year plan. That's just that sounds retarded. You know what I'm saying?
No,
That,
no,
somebody you
for
talking
real.
to somebody worried about how they gonna eat today and tomorrow, and you say, man, you need to put you a 20-year plan together. They're gonna
Yeah,
look at you like you crazy. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, bro, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna eat tomorrow. You talking about 20 years, you know? But that's how the system keep us from ever striving to want to be great, striving to realizing like when you see construction in the communities, this ain't nothing they thought about yesterday. They had this was in the plan 10, 15, 20 years ago. They already got 2035 planning right now in 2023. You know,
yeah,
that's how say they got 10,
yeah,
2040 planning, and we trills trying to figure out, damn, bro, we gonna get through this week, all right? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's right.
Like, for
Hey
real.
man,
But
if
that's
you
what I'm
remember,
saying. And
yeah,
to break that, and to break inside that, and that's why what you was talking about earlier, how we go at each other about our thoughts, our beliefs, and we back and forth. No, I'm right, you wrong. You know, that's why I tell people all the time. All I focus on is power. That's it. I don't get into the religious talk. I don't get into the emotional talk. I don't get into all the feelings. I study power because I know power don't care about none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
Like
for real.
the people that run, like I'm 40 years old, bro, and I tell people all the time, I'm focused on the 40-year-old Donald Trump, the
Yeah,
white guy that's 40 years
yeah,
old that's trying to make sure that I don't have nothing. That's
yeah,
the person I'm focused on. I'm not focused on another black person. Me and him finna go back and forth all day, and we both ain't got no power. That's a waste of
yeah,
time. I'm not arguing with no other black people. We ain't got no power to argue.
yeah, yeah,
If we either strategizing and trying to figure out how to come together and build, or I'm gonna stay away from you, bro. Like I ain't got no time to go back and forth with you because that's a waste of time. We already in last place. You know what I'm saying? Like me, you telling me about your feelings and your emotions, and I'm telling you like, no, man, mine more important, or my religion more important, or you know,
yeah,
like, that's just a waste of time. And then the powerful people just sitting back laughing like that. They don't get it. They don't
yeah.
understand. they,
I
you
understand. You're right. Heck yeah. I had a like, you know what I'm saying? You know how it's hard to like share certain things because you know how your ideas not only will they be taken from you,
yeah,
sometimes you'll be just taken and thrown where you ain't even like part of the making of like, hey man,
yeah.
you leave. So it's like
Yeah.
I was like, man, I had
Me
a
too, man.
whole little business plan right up to where like that would change the city as far as like, saying the jobs and all that. It was like,
Yeah,
man, so it's like, man, how do you introduce when you got, the wrong people? Then it's like, man, you got the right people, but they ain't getting along with these people. So it's like, I see what you're saying was like our little petty differences will stop us. Cause it's like when you say speaking about that, that's something my team would tell you. I'd be on them like brothers and all that. You're my brother, and
yeah,
everybody. It'd be like, man, the difference is how we playing for right now. I'm like, man, we should have. I'm like, man, 10 years I should have. In 20 years we should move. And they, because we didn't think like that as children.
yeah,
So the
yeah,
mentality would be like, man, 20 years, man, this fool trip. Like we already thinking like 30 was old. You know what I'm saying? Like, how it's like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? When you're young. So it's like that's what made me. I would mess with like, man, you know what? My child never grow up like, what I'm saying, Bill Gates' child or you know what I'm saying, Warren Buffett's child. That's why I would say to him, like, I don't know, I just throw that out there. They be like, where you on? But it's the mentality. I'm like, think about it, like what they would inherit. Like if he just had a child right now, you know what I'm saying? I can say all this blah blah stuff about, yeah, one day I'm gonna have a million, I'm gonna have this and that. But
yeah,
right now, we talking about we both have a child right now. This is what he inherited, and this reminds us here.
yeah,
So automatically I understood being born is not equal. You know what I'm saying? So I got a different type of work I gotta be on minds with. You know what I mean? Don't tell me how to say what to man, the gazelle don't get to play.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? When they in that jungle, you know what I'm saying? They from once they pushed out, they're it's about they gotta, you know what I'm saying, live a different type of life. So over here, I know, you know what I'm saying, how you said your circumstances, your environment, you know what I'm saying, was created different. You know what I'm saying? You was under a different, you could have been something different. So
yeah,
that's why I'm taking back everything you saying and putting
yeah,
it in the context of what we talking about, because that's the same thing. Like, okay, I gotta be already thinking how I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, be part of the ones that's shifting the paradigm, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, of over here, you know what I'm saying, like the culture, the integrity, because the seed gotta be planted now for that tree in 20 years for when my son living around here, and I
yeah,
might not be around here. You might not be around here to
yeah,
pull this hotel, but it's
yeah,
someone that, you know what I'm saying, you groomed that's just like you, got the same heart integrity. He right there to grab my son. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But that's what we gotta, that's why I understand religion in that way. Like It
Yeah.
helps the heart, you know what I'm saying, of the
Yeah.
people to be someone, hey, no, you ain't finna do that. That's when people come together when we get, you know, we see a common enemy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Hey, we ain't gotta get on that. Come on over
That's,
here, brother. So that's all I'm on,
that's
brother.
when
You
we
know
had
what
that's when we had communities, man, and that's why
I'm saying?
like Temple has a hood day like every summer or something.
Yes,
And
sir.
I told people what I'm about to start having is community day. Like
Yes,
we
sir.
got to get away from the hood and start having community because
Yes, sir.
community mean we own stuff. We own the stores. We own the houses. We own the
Yes, sir.
properties. We taking care of the parks. We making sure the women and the kids safe. Like
Yes, sir.
community is different. Like just changing those words and changing
Yes,
our
sir.
mindset is what we got to do. Like I remember coming up when we used to always say, and I wrote this. The subtitle for my book is the I was a product of my environment. Now my environment is a product of me. And that's what I tell kids, like, don't program yourself. Well, I'm just a product of my environment, because that's the way I used to program myself. Like, no matter what environment you in, if you start thinking different, you can change how you see that environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
sir.
if you in the hood, man, if you start hanging around certain different people, if you start, man, like simple stuff. Start growing some fruit in your backyard, or some vegetables or something. Get on something totally different than what everybody else on. Like, make yourself different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to be cool. It's okay to just sit back and read. I got another spelling bee coming up. I'm trying to make these kids in the hood like wanna be cool by spelling, wanna be cool by business, wanna be. And like my first spelling bee, I had a lot of kids. They was like, well, what if I lose? What if I misspell a word? People gonna laugh at me. And, I,
Yeah.
and it made me think about. I told him, I said, what would you do if you lost a football or basketball game? You go to the house and you work hard and you get better for the next game. This is
Yes,
the same thing in business. It's the same thing in life. But the thing is, we're taught from birth to compete in sports. We're not taught from birth how to compete in business, how to compete
yeah,
in life. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Good point.
we got to
Yeah.
teach these kids how to compete in life. You starting a business. You see McDonald's, they'll open up a McDonald's right by a Wendy's, right by all them, because it's about competition. It ain't nobody scared of, like, you know what I'm saying. If I start
Yeah.
a business and that dude started a business over there, it ain't nothing to beef about. It's about
Yeah.
competition now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yes,
I
sir.
gotta
Yes, sir.
I gotta have the best quality work. I gotta have the good specials. I gotta do something. It ain't even, see us. We look at that as beef.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But other communities know, oh man, oh Dan over there, we're competing
Yeah.
now. You know what I'm saying? He had high sales this month. This month we got high sales. You know what I'm saying? They understand
Yeah.
it's a competition. We take it personal and want to take it to some crazy stuff because we're not taught different. We're not
Yeah.
taught
Yeah.
better. We're taught how to lose on a basketball court or on a football game. We know how to do that. We crawl on the field, we suck it up, and we become better. But who teaching us how to win and lose in life and bounce back
Yeah.
and come back harder? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who teaching us how to, like, I have people all the time say, well, what if your business, because I'm an entrepreneur, I got my hands in a lot of different businesses. They'll be like, what if a business fails? What if that job fire you? You gonna wake up tomorrow and you're gonna fill out another application, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So
Good point.
to me, that's scary. If my business fail, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna think about what I did wrong. You know what I'm saying, and what I need to do. And I might keep on with that business, or I might switch up and start with another one. But you keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing when you lose your job. You might be mad that day. You wake up tomorrow and you go to another staffing agency or something. This the same. But the thing is, we're not trained to think like that in business. We're trained to think like that when it comes to job, when it comes to school, stuff like that. We're programmed to think, work, get your best, do this, do that, and we gotta just compete in life, man. You know what I'm saying? So I want to, because I try to keep these to an hour. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to do is, man, I want to make sure that we, like, maybe every other week or something, man. Like,
Yes,
just come
sir.
back over and let's
Yeah,
just
because
build a dialogue so we
I
can
done
start.
had my background and my promotion going on right now too. You know what I'm saying? If I knew I really gonna be on the camera, I was slipping. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was just gonna be on the mic. Hey, but
Nah.
look, hey, but like how you do it, like when I first, you know what I'm saying, returned, you know what I'm saying, back to the city, we was doing the hood day, you know what I'm saying? Like, and kind of it was, you know what I mean? It's kind of the politics, EOs, and all that. So
Yeah.
anyway, I was like, okay, so I pushed off to, like, you know what I'm saying, make sure, like, hey, we still gonna do, our hood thing, you know what I'm saying? That's for, us, whatever,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I was like, but I'm not stuck on that. You see what I'm saying? So I started in the same month, you know what I'm saying, what I do.
his phone going
The,
in.
I'm back, right?
Yeah, you got.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize. Somebody keep
No,
calling
you
me.
good.
But
Yeah, you
what I
good.
was gonna say, uh, I started doing the family first day. You know what I'm saying? Like how you say the community, I put family first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So now, that became the big thing now. But COVID kind of, what I'm saying, they stopped us that year. So it's
yeah,
like this year gonna be like basically the first year. So I pop it back off since COVID. But it was also to be like, what I mean, brothers who want to throw stuff up there. It's
yeah,
like, man, we trying to make sure it's where, let's say if I leave, whatnot, gone, for anybody, what I'm saying, gone 10 years now, people can't find each other. It's like a family reunion thing. You can't remember, how back in the day, it ain't as it was like now, everybody didn't have a phone
yeah, yeah. You had to
you
go
know
meet
what I
up.
mean?
You had to go
So
pull up.
you lose a friend, it ain't no social media to find. you might never see them again in life. So my
Yeah,
point is, like, the same thing when people come back, what I'm saying? It's like, where do people go? They don't have it. It's like, because Clean ain't never been a place, where most people is from here. You know what I'm saying? Because most of us migrated from Temple here type stuff. Them the earliest people that was really here. So the
yeah,
most is like not from here. But it's like, man, where do I go when I, what I'm saying, to find somebody I ain't been there in 6, 7 years, 10 years, whatnot. This is something, what I'm saying, been doing every year. So you
yeah,
can come back. You know what I'm saying? That year, I know I'm gonna still see everybody. You know what I'm saying? Man, where y'all been? Y'all don't care if I lost the phone or whatnot. Family, you know what I'm saying? We are family with this right here. So it's been continuing and it get bigger every year. And it's like, it's for the children. It's like, man, keep all that mess down. We need to have these things, like seeing positive things, seeing the community in that good light. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, if they've been represented right in your environment, been shifted to where, like, man, we don't do that over here. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
We
yeah.
police ourselves over here. We don't do that because we family. We ain't on that shicey stuff
Yeah,
with each
yeah.
other. It's
Just
like
stand on
we
that.
even,
Yeah,
man, I gotta answer this boy. Goddamn, I don't know if he cut me off again. But you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I just wanted to share that with you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm alone with, and we're gonna keep this going, really. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Let's keep the conversation going. Like I say, we'll try to get on here. I'll stay in contact with you, but I want to build anything you got going on. Let me know about it. I'll
Yes,
let you
sir.
know
Yes,
about
sir.
it. Let's start connecting and making each other. And like I tell people, when we come together, we automatically become bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like
yes, sir.
we bring each other into, okay, man, I got some good brothers over here. I got some, okay, let's build. Let's build on that because one thing about it, all the people that's doing negative, they coming together. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's on whatever time they on, they coming together. So that's what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? To change the narrative and fight back against the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Not like I say, being our regular self. We standing up and we build.
You hear me? I thought it was your mic. Can you hear it?
Yeah,
Go
I can
ahead.
hear you.
Yeah, it was like
It's
it was kind
it's a little distorted or something right now. Yeah, it's a little distorted or something right now. But
of,
anyway, I'm wrapping it up, man. I appreciate you coming on to Wealth is Gangster, man. And like I say, let's do this once a week or every other week, whatever your schedule brings. And like I say, matter of fact, I'm gonna inbox you my phone number so we can have the phone numbers and let's just stay locked in. All right, my G.
okay.
You have a good night. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, you too, brother. Peace, brother. Stay.
All right.